And good morning and good afternoon to everybody. It's good to see everyone that's here today. We're going to have a fun, great show, but before we get started, I did want to take a moment and recognize an event that took place earlier this week. On April 2nd, uh, Deputy Sheriff William May responded to a call to a local Dollar General. There was a trespassing call as he was had arrived to the scene. He did make contact with the suspect. Uh, they both walked out of the Dollar General together. The suspect in front of Deputy May and Deputy May following. Suddenly, the suspect pulled a gun on Deputy May and started shooting at Deputy May. Deputy May did return fire. Altogether, 18 shots were fired. The suspect died on scene. Deputy May was rushed to the hospital for emergency surgery. I am sad to report, he did not make it at the end of the day. We are now just want to take a moment to for a moment of silence before we get this live stream going. So at this time, we'll just be quiet for a few moments. Thank you. We'll now get this show going. It's now time for the story.
Gather around, come take a seat. There's a tale that's so sweet. Magic words and dreams take flight. We're gonna have some fun tonight. Doc will entertain you with stories old and stories new. Adventures waiting, just unwind. It's story time.
And it's time for story time. It is time for us to get started with AI. This is going to be a fun episode. What we're going to do today is we're going to plan a future episode of Dr. Lanu's story time using AI. I do have a panelist on in the backstage, and let me get her on up here. Nerd Girl Jen's World is here.
And thankfully in a better spot, and I've made all of my necessary offerings to the online streaming tech gods so that what happened last time won't happen this time. But great to be back with you, Doc Leno. This is going to be a fun one.
It's going to be a fun one. It's going to be an entertaining one. This is going to be. I want audience participation. I'm just going to be very blunt about that. I want you guys, if you got the means to do so, be part of it. If you have access to AI, log in and just enter the prompts as we give them to you, so you can kind of learn how to use AI and its prompts. If not, just listen and take notes as what we're saying, what we're using it. And the very first thing I did this morning, just to ensure that Copilot would behave correctly, is I asked Copilot, who is Doc Lanu? And it gave back Dr. Lanu is a content creator who runs the YouTube channel Dr. Lanu's Storytime. The channel features a variety of storytelling content, including original stories like Sippy Cup Shenanigans, as well as discussions on topics ranging from legal issues to science fiction. Doc also hosts live streams where viewers can engage in discussions and participate in the interactive segment. Uh, so that being said, that I thought that was a good way of getting it started.
Yeah.
Uh, confirmed that the AI can locate Dr. Lanu. And if you got your AI open now, I am actually pasting that first prompt in the chat. Now, with that first prompt being in the chat, you can copy and paste it and just add it in there so you can establish, does that AI know who Dr. Lanu is? And is this required? Not necessarily, but it's just to me more of a assurance that it can locate me in the netherworlds.
Mm-hmm.
So, Jen, I know you're working with one of the AI programs. Which one are you working with today?
I am going to be going a little bit old school this time. I'm going to be working with ChatGPT, probably the more commonly referred to or used versions of it. Now, there's plenty of the other ones out there. Hashtag not an ad. If you're going to be doing this along with Doc and I, pick the one that best fits you. If you got, Gemini or Perplexity or Venice AI, I know Venice AI is sponsoring a couple of other YouTube channels out there in the atmosphere. I've seen that. So whatever works for you, by all means, fire it up and join in the fun with us today.
Yes, exactly. And and that's a very good point. There are so many AIs out there. Why do I use Copilot instead of ChatGPT? Well, my company that I work for, professional, we use ChatGPT. ChatGPT came with my subscription to Office. So it just makes sense. Okay, I'm using it in work. I might as well use it over here too. Someone else may say, well, I don't have Copilot, so I might use ChatGPT. Or someone else might say, well, I prefer Google project products over Microsoft, so I may go with Gemini. And some folks may just say, well, this one does better with what I like it to do than the other brands. So, whatever flavor that seems to be the best thing for you, that's the route you go to. Now, we get to the response here, and one of the things I noted with Copilot, and I don't know if ChatGPT or others are doing this, it also gives me links, websites that I can click on and go to. Looks like my home channel. Actually, this live stream, just a link to the live stream. And remember, I asked this question before the show started. And an episode about the JFK conspiracy. So these links are designed to kind of help you to go to the right spot. Great tool when you're doing some research. So the question I'm getting ready, or the prompt I'm getting ready to put in, is based upon Gut News Story Time channel. We want to say give me 10 topics and brief explanation of each that Doc may want to feature on his next live stream. Now, it's going to be interesting to see what we get with this. And Let me paste that in the chat so everyone can see it as well. And if you're playing along with us, you can type it in or paste it in your conversation. So, okay. Here are 10 engaging topics Dr. Lanu could explore for the next live stream. Well, what's number one there, Nerd Girl?
I believe now my vision absolutely stinks. Internet scams.
Yeah, internet scams. So we covered that recently. Not going to go back to that unless something new comes around. So we can. I'm personally going to say, okay, we're going to scratch that one off. Next one would be sippy cup shenanigans, which would be good. And see, someone just popped in here. Who was? Oh, David's here. David, I'm going to put you on stage. I'm going to mute
Hi, Dave.
Introduce yourself. I'm going to mute myself for a moment, and I'll be right back.
Okay, I'm just introducing myself. What am I saying? I should say something, shouldn't I? Okay. Hey, Jen, how you doing, by the way?
I'm doing great, David.
Well, I'm David. I'm a friend of Doc's, and I don't really have a channel per se. I have a channel, but it's mainly got music and stuff on it. I don't do a whole lot of videos anymore, but it's good to see everybody. Hi, CyberRax. Hi, Mimsy. See who else is here. You're here. Hey, everybody's here. Wow, there's not okay. Well, hopefully we'll get some more folks in.
Hey, first up, Will, if you're still dialed in, congrats on the wedding. We saw
is Will here? Oh wow.
Yeah, and you and your new bride look fantastic. So congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations, Will. I hope you guys have fun on. You're on your honeymoon, man. Why are you here?
Yeah.
There are better things to do on your honeymoon, man. I mean, mine wasn't that long ago. Mine was not all that long ago. I mean, I still remember a few things from my honeymoon. That's okay. Well, anyway, what are we talking about today, Jen? Help me out here a little bit. I'm playing catch up.
We are talking about AI, and Doc is actually showing some possible topics that he could use for upcoming live streams. And from an AI perspective, this is pretty interesting, especially if you don't quite know where to start. And it's not just with live streams, or you could find, topics in your day-to-day. Say you've got to put together a project plan, and you can use your AI tool of choice. Hey, Doc.
Hey. All right, sorry about that. I had to get up for a moment and take care of something real quick. Okay. So Sippy Cup Shenanigans. Dive deeper into the ongoing story series, exploring characters, developments, and audience theories. I think that's actually not a bad idea. But let's see what's veterans.
But we'll have to get the permission of the Sippy Cup holder, won't we?
Will's Sippy Cup Shenanigans is my creation, not Will's.
Well, that's true. Oh, hey, did you see Time Magazine for they got their Person of the Year?
Yeah. Oh, let's see that Jackass of the Year. Let me just throw that up here so everyone can see it real quick.
Oh no!
All right, Kitty, get down.
It's well deserved, though, isn't it? Well, anyway, y'all go ahead. I will just, guys. It's my 30th. It's my son's 30th birthday today. That's why I was a little late. I may have to jump off to talk to him, but you're getting old when your kid turns 30.
Yeah. All right. So
you've really gotten old when your child turns 30, then you're in trouble.
So the number 3 option here is veterans in our neighborhood. Share stories about local heroes and their contributions, tying it to community values.
That's a good one. I like that.
That is a good one. Storytelling techniques offer insights into crafting compelling narratives, including tips for aspiring storytellers. Sci-fi adventures explore the world of science fiction from classic tales of futuristic predictions. Legal dramas analyze intriguing.
One sci-fi story we could do.
Hey, David.
What planet Frog?
Let me finish, please. Okay. Legal dramas Analyze intriguing legal cases or fictional courtroom scenarios, blending education and with entertainment. That's not bad either. Interactive story creation, collaborative with viewers to create a live improvisation story based on audience suggestions. Animation insights, discuss the process of creating animated story time, including tool and techniques. Community spotlight, highlight inspiring stories from viewers or local communities, fostering connections and engagements. And number 10, behind the scenes, share the journey of running a storytelling channel, including challenges and memorable moments. So, well, I'm going to ask the panel at this moment and the audience as well. Based upon these 10 choices that we've seen, which one do you think might be the best one?
I kind of like the local heroes one.
The local heroes one. And
yeah, for me, Doc, there's a few really good ones there. I would say maybe animation, because I'm a love my cartoons, so maybe in having some of that, especially now with graphic creation and image creation being a little AI focused, that
right.
might be a good crossover.
That would be an excellent
Yeah, that would be
crossover.
interesting. That'd be good.
Yes. And truthfully, I mean, I don't have any animation in my stories. I don't. And I would love to dive into that avenue where I can throw some sort of animation or some sort of AI generated graphics art with the stories.
Well, one thing to keep in mind is that you don't have to do just one. You can cross, like Jen was saying earlier. You can cross them up and mix them up and be as creative as you want.
Oh, yeah, that's true. You're absolutely right. We can easily do that. And of course, these are also some of these ideas are future ideas as well. But the focus is what we're going to be doing for next week. Yet next week.
Mm-hmm.
So, based upon that, okay, audience, has anyone in the audience have an idea which one they might like? That's my that screen just a little bit for everybody.
Anything coming up?
And no one's not harping on saying jumping out. So I do think animation insights would be fun. It'll be me learning something along with everyone else, and maybe with that we add also a Sippy Cup shenanigans story I would write and create some animation with. Yeah. So it's a combination of number 2 and number 8. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. So we now have to come up a prompt, and we identify what we want to do. And so I'm going to just say, I think I would like to incorporate number 1. I mean, number 2, excuse me, and number 8 in next week's episode. So, can you go into more details about animation insights? Norgo, is there anything else you think I might want to put in this upcoming prompt?
I would like to incorporate number 2 and number 8. Can you go into detail? That is a strong one to start off with, because you're giving. I'm going to be. Yeah, later on, I'm going to be taking everybody through an exercise, because prompting is relatively a new, like, nerdy type language. And I'm going to give you an acronym to remember when it comes to putting together a prompt. And I'm going to take you through something similar inside of ChatGPT to hopefully get us all started on the right foot. But that's a pretty strong prompt to start off with. It doesn't have to be too overly wordy,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, that's a pretty strong one to see what results you get.
Okay. And let me go ahead and copy and paste that in the chat. So if anyone is following along, and you don't have to go by our sample here. If you did the first question, you got your 10 choices, and you say, okay, well, let me play with this one here. Take what I'm putting as a prompt, change it to fit your needs, and send that question in to the to Chat GPT.
Well, and, hey, Doc, one thing that's important to remember here, don't just rely on AI and Chat GPT. I mean, those of us who have been composing and writing things for a long time, like with music or whatever, prompting is a very old concept. Now, it's interesting how it's being applied, like Jen said, to AI and to ChatGPT and how it's being used now. But a lot of the basics of prompting go way, 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 way back. How do you get a central idea, and then how do you grow that idea and be creative in doing it? I mean, it's really
so, David. That's a good point. The reason why Microsoft calls Copilot is because it's the Copilot. You are the pilot,
right? And that's something I think we need to keep in mind while you're doing it.
Yes.
Don't be afraid to be creative.
Yeah. So that being said, you come up with an idea, and here's a good example. As I was writing my little Christmas story for Sippy Cup Shenanigans this past Christmas, I want to will to encounter an elf whose primary job in North Pole is to make sure Santa is safe from anyone who might try to harm him while he's on his Christmas run. Now, so what agency would that elf be working for? And I asked AI, which agency would this elf be working for? And AI gave me something, and I didn't like the name that much, but it triggered something else in my head. Well, would that be North Pole Intelligence Agency? Would that work? Of course, AI comes back and says, yes, North Pole Intelligence Agency kind of gives you that, or NPIA gives you that, the mystery or the spy agency type name, but at the same time, it's associated with Santa and elves and something like that. And then I asked the question, and I kind of sort of knew what the answer was. So would an agent with the NPIA ride on a magical polar bear? And of course, the AI loved the answer. But that was a case where I was using AI to help me not necessarily write the story, but kind of get some details kind of created. Like, what would you call such agency? And guess what? What NPIA's primary job is?
Be the North Pole Secret Service, right?
Well, North Pole Intelligence Agency.
Yeah.
Their primary job is to keep that list. The one that send the good and naughty. They're the ones who maintain it. The other functions are secondary.
So they're the official keepers of the naughty nice list?
Yes, they are. They're not just the keepers. They are the ones who compile the data for Santa. And that's kind of but the point being was the Copilot in that scenario only gave me ideas to connect the dots with the creativity that I was creating to make it an interesting story with a background story to it. And I think when you say AI is a tool that can help you put things together and get that creative juices going. I use it in a lot of different ways for my show preps because I'm a one-man show. One-man show. And it's time consuming. So AI does help me get some things together and put together, and hopefully making my show as entertaining as possible. All right, so we got so I sent in that prompt about can you go into more details about animation insights? So, and of course AI gives us an answer. So the animation process walk viewers through the step-by-step process of creating animations for storytelling, starting from script writing to designing characters and animating screen scenes. Share details about the software you use, Adobe Animate, Toon Boom, or even beginner-friendly tools like Canva. I use Canva, so
Hmm.
uh, and
Yeah,
truthfully, I don't know if
Canva's a
I
good program. Canva's a
yeah.
very, very useful program.
Now I want to just say this: that first statement right there makes me feel like maybe I'm not equipped to do this particular episode at this time because I don't do any animation, so I don't really have a step-by-step process that I'm doing. Uh, if someone else was doing animation, they might want to do this type of episode. What do you
Interesting.
think?
Well, it would depend, wouldn't it?
Well, again, it's if this episode is about how we do in the animation of this upcoming episode is on how we would do animation, I'm definitely not the person to to do this episode. I don't do that kind of animation type work. Would I like to be able to put something together with an animation involved? Yes.
Well, Doc, don't you kind of have an example you've already done? You go back to your cat video. You know the cat video, the music video you did
Yeah.
with the cat. You got a lot of the
Okay,
basic.
that was AI generated. All those videos were AI generated. Uh,
You kind of got
so
the basic components anyway, right there, don't you?
yeah, I guess I did. I guess I'm overthinking it, maybe, possibly. Uh, but yeah, you're right. That cat, the tuna for dinner, is totally AI generated cartoon, but it was only had like four different 8-second segments in it. Now, the reason why it's only had the four was because the AI tool I was using to create the cats dancing and everything only could create 8 seconds at a time, and that was actually the best four segments that it created for me. So
Now, was the music totally AI too?
the music was totally AI. That was lyrics was written by Copilot. Music was done by Suno.
Because Suno is going to put a lot of musicians out of business if it keeps up like that. That was a pretty good tune.
Yeah, it is a pretty good tune. I like that tune. Every now and then I just play it just to listen to it.
You know, hey, you know what y'all do? Just so everybody knows what we're talking about. You might want to play it real quick so everybody can see what was done with that one with AI.
Yes, I sure will. Let me see. I think I do have it where I can pull it up. Give me a moment. Yeah, bear with me while I'm looking. I don't have it there. Yeah, I thought I did have it kind of available, ready to go. All right, let me just cancel that. And then we go to YouTube, to Chief of You, and share it from there.
What was the name of the other one that used to compete with YouTube?
We had Break. We had you got Rumble, but that's Rumble's
No, this is way back at the beginning.
I want to say Break was it. It was the other competition.
Well, there was one that maybe I'm thinking of the one that competed with Facebook. What was that?
MySpace.
MySpace. Thank you. That's what I was thinking of. Yeah. Okay. They kind of went the way of the dodo, didn't they?
I don't even know if they still exist. But yeah.
I don't think so.
Yeah,
I
but
sort of
I
vaguely
was.
remember YouTube may have bought them. Now that I think about it.
Yeah, I think someone. There we go. Let me put that up there. Pause that. Let me share this window real quick, and we'll get and I'll show the video. All right, here we go. Let's play this real quick. Oh, let's unmute that.
I'm the king of the world. Everything I see belongs to me. And I could have it all if not for love. And by love I mean the fact that I'm still alive. Somebody's drinking milk, and I want to be the cat that gets that milk. Oh, another fortune, it exists to cease. I just want a printed milk company. Tonight protein is my name. I want tuna for dinner, tuna for dinner. Coming this Friday, dreams about tuna for dinner, tuna for dinner. 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 I want tuna for dinner. Dreams about tuna for dinner. Tuna for dinner. Tuna for dinner. Tuna for dinner.
Now all of that is AI. That's impressive.
Yeah,
Yep.
all that was AI. The music, the video, uh, and of course I took the clips and put them together, and including that last little bit of the where the cat's actually eating a piece of tuna for dinner. That was AI generated as well. So yeah, I guess it is doable. I can do an episode, but I think the type of animation I want to do, and let me share the Copilot again. So bear with me. Uh, there it goes. So maybe the type of animation I want to do is not necessarily animation like that, but maybe a cartoon animation of the scenes as I'm telling the story.
Oh, okay. Well, that'll work too.
I think that would work too because I'd rather I'd want to use pictures as a guideline, not necessarily you have to have the pictures. So I think that's the path I'll take. And there is all kinds of tools for that. All right, so we ask this question here, and it's obviously it gives us some ideas on how to kind of put together the show notes about how we are creating that story. So I would think what I would have to do is create the story, write the story, create the animation, put the story together, and then play it, and then go into the show itself on how we did it or how I did it. I think that's how the path I would take to create this live stream. But that being said, now I'm going to need the subject matter expert
Okay.
to help me with the next question I should ask.
Okay, so we're going with the, animation side of it, right?
Right. Yes.
Okay. I'm actually, I think I've got a thing. I'm gonna put it in the backstage chat doc.
Okay.
Let me. We're still here, folks. We're still
Yeah.
live. It's just
We're just typing.
We're
yeah.
thinking.
Typing.
We're thinking. You can smell the rubber burning.
Yeah. We got the little hamster running really, really fast right this moment in our heads.
Okay, it's posted.
Okay. Okay.
That's a good point.
Yeah, that is actually that is actually a very good point.
And I was thinking you might want to also, if you're going to tell the story of how you did it, you might want to break it down into the sections, like like you do an animated section, talk about how you did what you did and how you put it together, and
Right.
then after you walk them through all that, then show the final product and kind of have a better idea of how it's done.
Okay. All right. So let me actually put that in the chat. What you just typed in. I'm going to put that in the chat so if anyone's following along, they can. So I typed in, I like the animation choice, but I'm completely new to it. Could you give me some potential show note ideas that I can use? Welcome segment, introduce the topic, exploring animation for storytelling. Share your excitement and your journey as a beginner animator. Give a quick preview of what the audience can expect in the episode. In segment one, we would go into animation basics, define what animation is and why it's a great medium for storytelling. Explain some key animation tools. Again, what's this Open Tunes? Have you ever heard that one before?
Open Tunes, never heard of that one.
No.
I'm going to look into that one, see what that is. But I mean, I use Canva. I'm not an expert with Canva, but I use it. That's how I get a lot of my thumbnails created. Mention why animation fits well with your storytelling style, including how visual add depths to the stories like Sippy Cup Shenanigans. Share your initial steps, choosing software, practicing simple animation, and experimenting the ideas. Discuss any challenges uh, that I'm would experience. That would probably be a lot because I'm kind of new to the game, so here's the challenges. Uh, Highlight uh, helpful resources for beginners. And let's say segment three, bringing stories to life. And Chad, and I did send something in the back chat if you don't mind.
Absolutely. Hey, Doc, while you're
Yes.
doing that, why don't you go ahead and let me share my screen out?
Okay.
And I'll take them through something entirely different. It's kind of
Okay.
okay.
This should be fun.
Uh, okay. Yeah.
Let me know when my screen is up and running.
Okay. It's coming up right now.
Okay, I've got my.
All right. And I'll be right back.
No problemo.
Okay, Jan, you're on.
All right, so you're actually seeing me doing this part of it in ChatGPT, but the whole interest behind prompting, at least for me, if you're completely new to this, you are talking with your AI tool of choice like you're talking to your friend or your neighbor or your 30-year-old son who's celebrating his birthday or any particular tool set like that. This, for me, for people who don't speak geek, or no nerd, you can explain yourself in the way it makes sense for you and how your brain works and operates. So I've shown a bit of an example here, even for my day job. The prompt goes a little something like this. I'm working with a group of finance professionals next week talking about AI. Can you give me an outline that I can put into a presentation, sharing some different prompt examples based on what they would use AI for in their day to day? Also, also create a couple of spreadsheets that I can use as demonstration data for any prompt ideas related to Excel, which is what this company does use. So even if I send that through, and I'm going to preface this as it's thinking about this, ChatGPT is free. I am using the paid version, which I pay for out of my own cash, out of my own pocket.
Hey,
So
I have a
it's
question. I have a question real quick. What's the difference between the paid version and the free version? Is there? I mean,
there's more that you can do with it. Like there's for example, for ChatGPT recently, they recently released folder projects, so I can have different folders based on different subject matter ideas.
oh, okay.
So that's one of the additional things that you can do. Also, there is the newer research models that I was reading about, they just released as well. So even with this, there's all of my potential outlines, some of the Excel prompt help, SWOT analysis. All of these are potentials. And since I asked for sheets that I can use as demo data, it's even created those demo data sheets for me that I can download and use with the example that it's showing me here. So
Well,
even
that's
with
helpful.
yeah, even with your prompt, Doc, about tools for beginners, let's actually try this one. I'm going to clear my chat out and let's do this. My friend is putting together a YouTube live stream about animation, but he's completely new to the subject matter and is needing some tools that he can share with his viewers. Can you help? So we hit that generate through and check out all that comes back, even some list of
Good grief.
items,
Good
even the
grief.
free tool versions of it. So this is what I call a stair step prompt. Now, with the stair step prompt, it's basically you're taking that base one, that initial prompt that you had, Doc, in
Yeah.
regards to show ideas for upcoming live streams, and you're building off top of that, and you're
Right.
taking it one step further. You may have also heard this referred to as a chat chain, because again, you're
Oh, that's
going
a
down
chat
that.
chain. Okay. Okay. I
Yeah,
wondered what that was. All right. There
yeah,
you go.
you're going down that rabbit hole into now, even check out the offer. Would you like a downloadable PDF cheat sheet or visual slide deck version of this list for the stream? Also, is there a specific type of animation that he's leaning towards? 2D, motion graphic, 3D, stop motion. That way I can tailor it even more. Let's say, sure, he would love the PDF cheat
Now, if I already say yes, I would. Please email that to me.
visual slide deck too.
And
He's liking motion graphics. Can you give some more details?
yeah.
So again, it's thinking about it. It's updating its internal memory because again, it's remembering everything that I've mentioned about Doc or my friend, as I mentioned, as I put it in the prompt.
Mm-hmm.
So even with this, there's motion graphic tools. Again, we mentioned Canva. It's on that list too.
Mm-hmm.
Adobe After Effects, all of these free and paid versions, even some linkage and channel recommendations that you could potentially use.
Wow. Okay. And the thing is, if I was to ask that same question in Copilot, I would probably get some different answers, but we would get something similar along those lines. from what my experience with it. Would
Yeah.
you? Yes. So, but this is actually good. This is actually a good little insight that because I hate to admit this, guys. I still tend to go to Google and just say to ask, okay, I need this type of software, and give me some suggestions. I still do that, and I think that's kind of a well, a lot of us still do things, and it's kind of hard to break that out.
And even the weird thing about this, if you like seeing, how the sausage gets made, especially when it comes to how it creates it, it even shows the code. You can click the down arrow, and here is all of the code and even that downloadable sheet, which I will send to you, Doc, via email after the show's done.
Yeah, outstanding. Okay, all right. So thank you for that little bit of insight, and that is so. As everyone's aware, I do use as I mentioned earlier, I do use Canva, and I think what I'm going to want to do as far as the animation, based upon time I have and my skill level, I think the best way of us for me to do this is stop motion, so or basically pictures,
Mhm.
uh, and not true animation as in like you see a character waving or something like that. Not at this time. That's kind of a down the road.
Right.
So
So is my screen still up, Doc?
yes, it is.
All right. So you heard me mention a acronym that folks can remember when they're talking about putting together a prompt, even for a first-time user. I want you to remember TCCT. Task, context, constraint, and tone. And I'm going to show you all of that difference here right now. The
And
first
that
thing I'm
was TCCT.
TCCT, task, context, constraint, and tone. Now, I swear to the Doc Leno audience, I did not have anything additional put into my beverage of choice with my hydro jugs right next to me. But this is something very easy that you can remember. The first thing I'm actually going to do here is start off with the task, the first T. Very, very basic. I'm going to say this. Create an image for me of a cartoon cat. Since we had the tuna for dinner song, I'm going to start off with that. Create an image for me of a cartoon cat. So it's going to go into its image creation mode and give me basically what I asked for, an image of a cartoon cat. Now, it's going to start building this out. Now, again, if you're going into different AI tools, you're going to see absolutely different variations of what I'm showing you here. And even it's starting to roll down. And, there is my very, very basic task, the first T in the TCCT. I asked it for an image of a cartoon cat, and it gave it to me.
Right.
So, next one, the first C is context, or you might refer to it better as description. You want to make things descriptive as you can when it comes to the type of information that you are putting into your prompts. So I'm going to take that basic one, create an image for me of a cartoon cat playing in a cornfield. So I'm taking a little bit more of a context into this prompt or describing it a little bit more.
Hold on one second. I am getting some echo going on. David,
Is it me?
I'm hearing it from when both of us are talking. I was just wondering if it's David. Is your mic hot? Okay, I
No,
think
I
we
had
got.
to, I had to, I just had to unmute, so it's not me.
Okay. All right. Let's keep on.
Okay, so create an image for me of a cartoon cat playing in a cornfield. So again, I am taking a little bit more of a descriptive of when it comes to my base task. I still want that image of a cartoon cat, but I want it playing in a cornfield, making a little bit more of a description in my response back. So again, this was my basic.
Right.
Now this, soon as it does what it needs to do, again, I share with folks all the time, AI is a very powerful tool, but it's not quick. So it needs some time to think through, even with some of the speedier models that are coming out. So actually, you're seeing this roll through right here.
Mm-hmm.
Again, you're seeing the cornfield come in, and then you will probably see the ears on that cartoon cat show up.
I start seeing its shape and the blurry shape behind that, and it looks like the same cat, probably sitting. It's going to probably be sitting. No,
Yeah.
it looks like no, he's waiting, and it's a he because he's an orange cat, and 80% orange cats are boy cats. Just kind of,
And there it is.
and he is actually running through the cornfield playing. Okay,
All right, so you're seeing this is my task. This is my
And
context. Now,
considering all the pixelation, all the work it's doing, that's not that slow. That's pretty fast.
no, not
actually.
at all. Not at all. This okay, so we have the first T, the first C. Now let's talk about the second C. Those are constraints. Now, okay, so I'm probably going to alienate about 50% of your audience here, Doc, but I would consider any AI tool like a Taylor Swift fan. It is a blank space and you have to write the name in. So you have to tell it what you want it to be and what you don't want it to be. Those are constraints. Like, for example, create an image for me of a cartoon cat playing in a cornfield. Let's see. The cat needs to be a tabby cat wearing a top hat. So, again, we have that base task. We have the context or the description. Now the constraint. I need that orange cat to be a tabby cat, and that cat needs to be wearing a top hat. So let's see what ChatGPT comes up with. And again, folks, if you are wanting to follow along, please do. Again, even change things up. If you don't want to do a cartoon cat, do a cartoon dog or a cartoon alligator. The choice is really up to you. So again, going through all of the options, we have our task, we have our context, we have our constraint here. Now, again, it's being a little bit creative. I am seeing the shadow of that top hat, so let's see what it comes up with. And while it is doing this, let's talk about that last T, tone. Now, tone, especially if you're writing something. So, Doc, if you are wanting to write that next chapter of the Sippy Cup shenanigans, and you would want to make it be as the tone of a kindergarten teacher. So it would come back in a response like a kindergarten teacher. Or you're wanting to do a more, like for my presentation for my finance group next week, I want to say, please make it professional and less technically, remove the technical jargon. So again, here's my cat. Maybe
Yes.
not a tabby, but it's close. And it's wearing that top hat.
Yeah, it's wearing the top hat, but the top hat's floating on his head. Not.
Yeah, I think the ears are blocking it a little
Yeah,
bit.
just a little bit.
So let's do this. In the style of Bob Ross, give me an image of a cartoon tabby cat playing in a cornfield wearing, let's do a different one, wearing a hockey jersey.
That does actually change the tone a little bit. The cat's probably going to be. I could see the cat wearing a baseball cap, holding a beer, playing in the cornfield because it's a hockey jersey, football jersey.
All right, so let's see what it comes out with. Now, in this prompt with the tone, I could have put just about anything. I could put in the style of Picasso or in the style of Monet, or even with this in the style of Bob Ross, or
I like to see
really,
that one.
really, it goes a lot in depth. Again, the more you put into it,
The,
and that's not just with ChatGPT or with Copilot or with any part AI tool for that matter. It's really going to give you more out of it the more you put into it. You might want to also think of any type of AI tool as that college intern. You have to tell it, what you need, how to respond, how to act, and all of that. So I don't see any happy trees, but I am seeing the cat,
yeah, yeah,
and there's the hockey jersey, and he's still in the cornfield. So
yeah. So there, and that's not a bad picture at all.
no, it isn't.
And yeah, yes. Now, so that is very good. I love that because this is I never heard the TCCT before, but I like how you start off. Here's the basic, and then let's add a little bit more, take away some, and add a little bit more to get to where we want to be.
Absolutely. The more
Yes,
you put into it, the more you get out of it.
right. So let's throw my screen back up.
Okay.
So let me go here. Nerds Girls screen is off, and mine is back up. Now we're looking at mine. We got some. Okay, this is and these are good show notes. Really, what we're looking at, and I got to remember I'm over here on the to my left, and everything else. But I think before I can get to this point to be able to do this show point, I got to actually have a story that I got to animate. Well, will we say that's true?
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to
Yeah.
put the cart before the horse.
Yeah. So we've got to have a story. Now, I'm not going to let. I'm sorry. Not sorry. I'm not going to let Copilot, ChatGPT, or any other AI write anything for the sippy cup shenanigans. That's my thing. That's my story. I will, though, allow sippy cup shenanigans edit my stories. I mean, Copilot to edit those stories, and
Mm-hmm.
this is this kind of way I am, right? But I need ideas. So the question I would ask for the story that for the sippy cups shenanigan. Yeah, I like to say shenanigan, don't you? Shenanigan. That's just a fun word to say.
Yeah,
Story.
shenanigans.
But
Oh.
Shenanigans.
that,
The
that
next sippy cup.
Call shenanigans.
Sippy cup shenanigan story. I will.
special
animate.
call out to NCR or
Yeah.
yep, 'cause
I-
he does that.
Yeah, and when he does that, it gets in my head, and I can't shake it. I need 5
Every time I hear the
fun
word shenanigans, now I hear that
ideas
tune in my head.
that will gets 5 fun. What not ideas? What 5 thing? I need 5 ideas of Will getting himself in trouble. Uh, and let's just see. Give the idea with a brief description. I'm kind of curious what it'll give me here. So, so here are 5 mischievous scenarios for Will that could lead to hilarious trouble in your next Sippy Cup Shenanigans animated story. The Sippy Cup Rocket. Will accidentally turns his sippy cup into a makeshift rocket using a carbonated drink and Mentos.
That could be interesting.
I can see Will doing that. I can.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
Yeah.
especially now that he's married.
I work.
No,
Yeah. Now
he'd have to put Eagle Nick.
Oh, do we
Oh.
have to?
No, we don't have to.
Okay. Invisible juice disaster. Will gets his hands on a bottle labeled invisible juice, just water with a mysterious label, and believes he's invisible. Oh God, I like that one.
No.
Okay, all right.
Well, we're so sorry.
Will just if you don't like these story ideas, it's all Copilot throwing these ideas out there.
Yeah, we're gonna blame it all on Copilot now.
We're going to blame on Copilot and any Microsoft employees.
Call Bill Gates and complain.
Yeah. Pet party planner. Will decides the family's pet's birthday needs a grand celebration. He borrows decorations and snacks from around the house, creating a whirlwind of chaos when the pets and some squirrels from the yard join in. That might be fun too. All these are really fun. You really think about it. Next one would be Bubble Trouble. Armed with a bubble solution and a curious mind, Will makes gigantic bubbles that start carrying lightweight objects around the house or even himself. Chaos ensues as the bubbles float into the delicate spaces like the chandelier or grandma's teacup collection. Treasure hunt mix up. Will draws his own treasure map and buries precious treasures like Dad's car keys or the TV remote in the yard. Hilarity erupts when no one can find these essentials, and Will must lead a panic treasure hunt to recover everything. I'm leaning toward the invisible juice disaster.
I like that one too.
And the reason why I like that one is the invisible juice is going to be vodka.
Yeah, it ties in with the sippy cup very nicely.
Yes, it
Yeah.
does. And here's the thing: I can say he never had vodka before, so he does not know how it tastes like. But okay, so did we see what we just did there? We took an idea. I'm going to go with number 2. Although there are a couple others that I really like too, so just saying. But number 2, I'm going to run with number 2. But we already taken what Copilot suggested, water with a mysterious label, and said no, it's going to be vodka. He's going to go, and he's going to show up at the bar. He's going to see liquid in the. He's going to ask the bartender, "What's that?" The bartender does not want to deal with Will again, because Will's Will. And he goes, "That's invisible juice. Oh, I want some." "Sure, here you go." Pours it in a sippy cup. Will has this little bit of taste. And chaos ensues. He shows up at Stanley's hardware shop. Picking up a hammer and going, "Woo! I'm invisible."
Oh no.
Stanley's first comment is, "Will, where are your clothes?"
Yeah. Well, I didn't say that. He's going to have to get naked. We don't want to see Will naked, so we're not going to do that. Give me a number 1 in chat, guys, if you think this would be fun. And yep. Oh my goodness. Yeah, we're gonna go. That's the one we're gonna run with. So mhm. Now, Copilot itself does not draw, but what I would probably want to say with at this point, I don't want to go into too much details with Copilot. I could tell Copilot write the invisible juice disaster just to see what it generates. I don't want to do that.
I'll do
Plus,
you one better.
what's
Let me
that?
think. Let me think of this. I'll put it in our green room.
Okay.
Okay. Based on I swear on a stack, I cannot type today. There.
Could you create me a graphic thumbnail I can use to promote it? Now, I will copy and paste that. You mean the invisible juice?
Yeah, the invisible juice one. My bad. You can
Yeah,
swap that one out.
yeah. And also, so you didn't necessarily have to give it a name. You can just say number two, based on the number two. But that's
Yep.
just
You can do that as well. I just
yeah.
again just giving it something to reference back to in that
Uh-huh.
chat chain always helps.
Yeah. Based on the invisible juice disaster, and it looks like we are creating a thumbnail.
Yep. And it's a thumbnail you can download. And in the interest of transparency, my avatar was created in the exact same manner.
Oh, cool. And yes, I did use an AI program to create mine. It was a little bit differently. It basically the one I used actually used my, took a picture of me with the camera and with my description and my constraints created that the picture from my AI, which I thought came out really well. But there's several programs out there that can create photos, can create your uh, your graphic art. Uh, you can make them realistic pictures. The picture that was on my thumbnail for this show was an AI generated picture, but you would not know it if I didn't tell you. Did you guys see the AI generated picture? See the thumbnail of the show?
Yep, sure did.
Yeah, and that looked like a realistic picture. That looked like a stock photo from somewhere. I could have taken a picture at a library somewhere.
Wait, which picture are you talking about?
Well, from my thumbnail for this episode.
Oh, for this one, yeah, okay, yeah, I did see it.
Yeah,
Sorry, I was
but
trying to figure out what you're talking about.
yeah,
Yeah,
I've been using AI generated photos to put them put thumb with my thumbnails to kind of help tell what this episode should be about. A lady sitting at a computer typing something in front of bookshelves that looked like, yeah, okay, yeah, she's planning something, and this is an episode of us planning something, so that should work. And as we are waiting for the thumbnail being generated,
Again, it's a powerful tool, but it's not quick, especially if it's coming from if you're creating something with it. Like,
yeah,
well, while we're waiting on that, Doc, check your inbox. I forwarded you that PDF that my prompts created for you.
okay.
You can take a look at that while that's building out.
oh, that's fun.
There we go. All right, let's see. And I do like it gives you the not only that if it's is it free, and uh, or paid, or if it's both. Uh, let's see, we got the advanced but powerful for 2D, 3D motion design. Uh, that was Blender. Hit Film Express, free, great for video editing and simple motion graphics. I'll have to look them up. Feed.io, free web-based or paid web-based editor with text and motion templates. And of course, I use Canva, and uh, and that uses quick social media graphics with animation tools. And so that's and so you also got the Vista Create. I think I've seen Vista Create before. So that's very, very awesome. I'm going to there's a couple of these I'm going to actually try out. I'm going to do some digging because I do want to start using my Mac to do some of this work. And we are still waiting if for the graphic. I do see it's doing something in the background, and don't want to ask another prompt while we're waiting on this. But the one thing I would want us to do uh, is
Yeah.
when we get to this point here, I'm going to probably do uh, let's write a description, a show description of the story and the live stream, which you'll probably write that for us and give us an outline if I want an outline, if I ask for it, and even if I could go a step further and ask for an email to send out to my panelists. Okay, thank you, Nerd Girl. See that. So, and I do apologize if you're out there watching, going, because it does feel like you were watching paint drying.
Yeah.
So, but
Yeah, but when paint dries, it looks really
Yes.
good.
and of course, I can see this one come up, and we have something ain't quite right. Wait a minute. Go back to my email real quick. And put this over to here.
I've got my screen share ready, Doc, with that graphic if you want to see it.
Okay, let me do that.
Oh, this should be good. Okay, let's see it.
All right, so here it goes. Okay.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
great. I like the look on his face.
Yeah. Yeah. Now I do have an animation of Will already, so I probably would have to upload that to make sure that the AI program will know to incorporate that image. But yeah.
Oh, something just hit me, Doc, and I didn't duck. You said you had an animation of Will.
Yes, I do.
Can you send it to me?
Yes, I can.
Will is gonna hate me, but
Oh,
this is
that
gonna
should
be
be
fun.
fun.
Hey, if we can do anything to make Will hate
I think
us,
I know what she's
we'll
thinking
do
of.
it in a heartbeat.
Yeah, Doc, send that to me real quick and watch me cook.
Okay.
Okay, this should be entertaining. I can't wait for this.
All right.
Bear with me. I gotta.
No
always-
problem.
Yeah.
So if you're just joining the stream and you're probably kind of curious as to what in the wild world of sports is going on, we are going to be taking, or I'm going to be showing how you can, something that you've already have, like a file, or in this case, what Doc is sending me, an animation. And I'm going to use that animation as a reference to help build something out. So once I get that loveliness from Doc,
Okay, should be coming to you.
all right.
And let
Okay, got it.
yeah.
Oh, this one's gonna be good. Let me save this.
And if I remember correctly, CyberX came up with that image, and I think I have a couple others elsewhere. But that's the image that CyberX came up for us for Wheel. Because at a certain point, it became for me, Wheel is in my stories not the same Wheel that we pick on all the time.
He just happens to look like him and sound like him and have his name.
But it's not him. It's not him.
Okay, thumbnail. We'll choose disaster. All right, so let's see.
And
I am going to share my window back out.
Okay, I'll put it on screen now.
Okay, so this is the prompt that I used. First off, I uploaded what Doc sent me in regards to this animation of well, otherwise known, also known as Frauded Armenia on YouTube. Please subscribe to his channel as well. Using the attached image, can you create a graphical thumbnail for a YouTube video entitled Invisible Juice Disaster? So let's see.
Yeah, we're getting a little something.
Yep.
I'm still waiting on this one. I don't think this one's coming through.
Okay. Now, while this is building out, we're going to make a couple of swaps. Not too bad, but can the image be holding a
Sippy cup.
sippy cup and look like he's in shock?
And wait, AI is supposed to work. It's taking your what you're talking to it about and adding to that conversation. So your that statement should take in that picture. Okay, you like what you see so far, but we need to tweak it a little bit. Here's the tweaks. See what it generates for us.
And that is an example of a, remember your acronyms.
That would be a constraint.
Yes, very good.
Yes.
You know what? This reminds me of those dot matrix printers that always prints out like one line at a time.
Oh yeah, I remember that. What was that software that we had that?
Yeah.
Print Shop.
Yes.
Oh my goodness, I love Print Shop. I printed all kinds of stuff with Print Shop. That was and you had back then. You had the computer paper, not the. You don't find those anymore.
Okay, what do we think?
Oh, I like that. I like that. Now, can we add one more? Can we make it where Will's just wearing his underwear? Or do you think that?
Are you sure
Oh,
you
I'd
want to
rather
do
not.
that?
Well,
Be nice to Will. Come on.
because I mean, I would
More
do a
importantly, be
picture
nice
of him running around town with, carrying a sippy cup, going, I'm invisible, and he's just wearing his underwear.
So he has no. It's like the emperor has no clothes, kind of a thing.
I'm sorry, what's that, David?
Kind of the emperor has no
Yeah,
clothes, kind of a thing.
on those lines.
Cyber Rex. If I put an army uniform on him and it's private browser.
Okay, good. We have a winner. Private browser.
Yeah, I don't think this is going to create a thumbnail for me because it's still working.
Okay, so far so good. Could this image holding the sippy cup and looking like he's in shock be wearing the pair of bunny pajamas from the film A
A Christmas Story.
Christmas Story? Now, this could completely bomb out, but let's see.
Yeah, like I think mine's totally bombed out on this end. It's still creating pictures. It has not moved forward or anything. It's just you can just see it's thinking, trying to do its thing.
I feel really guilty about this. We're picking on a man while he's on his honeymoon. I mean, come on.
Yes. Or we could be giving his bride really good blackmail material for upcoming holidays.
Oh yes, I would. This is what I want. What we can do after this picture gets creative. It's good. We sent it to quite a few people that goes to this channel, like Mr. Mimosy and CyberX and ourselves. And
Oh no!
We use it as a thumbnail.
Oh
Next time
no!
he goes on a live stream.
Doc, we still have to get him back for that thing he pulled last.
Oh yeah.
Yes, we have to get him back for that one. I was so mad at him. Oh my word!
So this could be a good way to adjust the scales on that one. I like it. I like it. As Goat Boy says, he needs to be held accountable.
Yes. There we go.
I just think his complexion might need to be a tad darker, but other than that, that's perfect. I would love to if you would please send me that.
You got it.
Yes.
The real question is Will watching this?
He was in the chat.
He was in the chat a minute ago.
Yep.
Yeah.
I know. That's what I was wondering.
Yeah. So
you can take your screen back, Doc.
Okay, I'm putting it back up. As you can see, we are still.
Hey, Jen, send that to me too, will you?
I don't think I've got your email, Dave. If you want to put it in the green room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna make sure Will sees it. Right, David?
Yeah, oh yeah. And we need to make sure to send it to Hez too, so he can show it tomorrow morning.
Oh yes. Okay. Yeah, let's hold off on that one because I want the story to be out first. the actual.
There you go, Jen.
All right. That being said, I'm to the point that I am to the belief that this thumbnail is not going to be created for us. We have at least 15 minutes just sitting here waiting.
Hmm.
So we'll just go on to the next step. And the next step I wanted to say, let's write a show description based on our conversation to be aired next Sunday at 1:30 Central.
Incoming, guys.
Email.
Email. Yeah.
I was about ready to duck underneath my desk when you said incoming. Yeah, all right, let's see what it gives me. Okay. Get ready for laughs, creativity, and mischief in this week's episode Sippy Cup Shenanigans. Join Doc Lanou as he dives into the hilarious tale of Will's chaotic adventures with the mysterious invisible juice. Watch as Will's belief in his newfound invisibility leads to wild antics and unexpected trouble, all animated for the first time in Doc's signature storytelling style. Plus, stick around for the behind-the-scenes insights into the animation process and Doc's journey as a beginner animator. Oh, not bad. Not bad. I like that.
Works for me.
I like that. I'll probably touch up a little bit, but because I don't want people to think, oh, it's going to be cartoonish. It'll be a cartoon, but not necessarily the same approach. We'll have pictures like you would get out of the kid's storybook. Mm-hmm. And now let's write. Well, I don't want to say that. Let me. I don't think. See. Can you write lyrics? Now I see I'll write lyrics about Will's Invisible Cup adventures, and I need to actually put that in, write the story, and put that into the this conversation. Let it edit, and then tell it to write the lyrics to this song,
Well,
to
hey,
the story.
Doc, when you get the lyric and when you get the story done, let me take a shot at it first. I can probably get some lyrics done.
Okay, that's what I'll do then. I'll shoot you the email with the story, and I'll do Copilot at the same time, and I'll let you see what Copilot came up with as well. So, but yeah, if you can, and don't even worry about the actual music part of it, just get the lyrics, and I'll come, and we can just throw the lyrics into Suna and let Suna do the heavy lifting. So that brings me to the next thing about my shows. One of the things I think everyone has noticed about my shows is I like to play some sort of music video before we get started. Those music videos are usually AI written and music generated by Suno.com. A lot of times I take video clips that I get from stock locations, stock websites, put them together and just kind of put the music with the video clips and just play the songs, trying to time the clips with the wording of the song so where they can kind of coincide a little bit. I'll admit I'm a little junior into this, so I'm not perfect, but I think it comes out pretty decent. It comes out pretty good for an amateur. That's kind of what I've been thinking I like to do. Start the show off with a 30-second countdown. Why? Because when we go live, it takes YouTube at least 5 seconds to kind of get everybody watching you. So I don't want you to miss any parts of the song down bit and replay. So that's why I got the 30-second to a minute timer. And then I throw up the video, the music video for that day. We didn't do the music video today because of the moment of silence I wanted us to take, and that's kind of why I kind of didn't do that. I do want it to be a little bit more of a somber uh, moment. But then uh, I think that helps my show. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Yeah,
It gets everybody's attention, and then they can see it, and they'll pay more attention to it. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I do as well.
yeah. So it makes it fun, and I do think AI. Without AI, I couldn't do that. I don't have a. I like music. I do listen to music. I have my own. I like all kinds, so I might play a different version out there, but I don't know how to. I used to play piano a long time ago. I could used to play drums a long time ago. Uh, if I was to play any instrument now, it would be I would want to learn how to play the banjo, but I don't have time to do that. But so the AI has helped me in that sense. Another area that helps me out, I talked about earlier how creativity, when you're trying to come up with new ideas for the story, what you get with with this new with the stories. And I don't want AI to write the stories. I don't want to do that. I want to write the stories. But what I will do is, okay, here's a rough copy of my story. AI, edit
you want
it.
AI
And
to enhance stories.
yeah, use it to enhance it, use it to edit. So if I uh, use incorrect grammar, at least it will correct it for me a little bit, or unless it's intentional incorrect grammar. But at least it gives me the new version back. I can go through it, proofread it. Here's the thing: no matter how good AI is, you still need to check what it's doing. AI is fun. It's a great tool, but you still have to look behind it. So, are we ready for a new conversation altogether? I think uh, we've
Yeah.
only touched
Sure.
the surface on this, and I think maybe going into more details next week or a week afterwards will be awesome because this is such a great tool. So let's start a new conversation. So right here in Copilot, you got that new conversation button, and when I hit the new conversation, this one's saved. This one I can go back to, refer back to, as needed. So I could just go right here, new conversation. Good afternoon, Doc. What can I help you with today? All right, this is going to be a ridiculous conversation. I'm going to have fun with this.
Ask them if
Okay.
all parameters are from Mars.
Well, I wasn't going to ask that. I have already had a question in mind.
Hmm.
And I would love to see what ChatGPT says too. If Captain James T. Kirk and Grand Admiral Thrawn got into a battle, who would win? Assuming, assuming, assuming Captain Kirk, and it might be helpful if I type it right. Kirk is in command of the original uh, Enterprise, and Grand Admiral uh, Thrawn was in command of his fleet. Of his fleet. Now, it's going to be interesting to see what the answer is, right? Nerd girl, you need a moment to get that real quick. You need me to throw in the chat.
Nope, I got it. I'm taking a look. Yeah, if you want to put it in the green room for me.
Yeah, okay. And I'm actually going to throw it here, just in case someone's playing along with us.
In case you're playing along at home.
Yeah, we click on it, and okay, I'm getting a response already. An epic clash of legendary strategists. Let's break this down from both sides. Captain James T. Kirk commands the USS Enterprise, a versatile starship equipped with powerful phasers, photon torpedoes, and advanced shielding. Kirk is known for his bold and unorthodox tactics, often thinking outside the box and leveraging his crews into to overcome superior forces. His style is unpredictable, and he thrives in high stakes situations. Grand Admiral Thrawn, on the other hand, now, if you don't know who Grand Admiral Thrawn is, well, he's from Star Wars, okay? On the other hand, is a master tactician in the Star Wars universe, renowned for his ability to analyze opponents, predict their strategies, and exploit weaknesses. He commands with cold precision and often employs intricate plans that account for even the smallest variables. With a fleet of star destroyers and TIE fighters, his raw firepower and strategy are formidable. In a head-to-head battle, much would depend on the circumstances. If Kirk and the Enterprise engaged Thrawn head-on, the Grand Admiral's superior fleet and meticulous planning might overpower the Enterprise. However, Kirk's knack for improvisation and turning seemingly impossible situations into victories could give him an edge if he's able to exploit Thrawn's assumption of adapt to his strategies. Ultimately, it's a battle of wits, technology, and tactics. It could come back to who outmaneuvers the others in the heat of battle. What do you think?
I
Did
think
Kirk
this proves that all CPT chat programming is done by nerds. That's what I think.
Okay, now I'm going to ask this question because I really want to see something. I really want to see something, and let's assume Kirk was using Chat GPT to help his battle plans. And Grand Admiral and Throne is using Copilot. Who would win? Now I'm going to say it. My test here is: are the Copilot programmers, do they have a sense of humor? Uh, so, what an interesting twist, of course. With Kirk utilizing ChatGPT and Throne leveraging Copilot, we've added an AI-powered deal to the equation. Let's consider how this might play out. Kirk's strengths lies in creativity, and ChatGPT would be an excellent tool for brainstorming unconventional strategies. It could offer fresh perspectives and help Kirk refine his infamous gut instincts. Let me also throw that question for you in private chat, girl, if you don't mind.
Okay. Yeah, I've got mine ready, and I did you one better. Um,
Okay, give me a moment and then give me that one better.
all right.
However, ChatGPT's effectiveness depends heavily on Kirk's ability to ask the right questions and synthesize the response. If Kirk doesn't provide clear inputs, he might not extract the insights he needs. Thrawn thrives on cold, calculated analysis, and Copilot excels at synthesizing information, organizing complex plans, and offering efficient structured solutions. Thrawn's disciplined approach could likely make him an expert at extracting the full potential of Copilot. Copilot might give Thrawn an edge in managing the logistics of the fleet and quickly adapting his strategies, complementing Thrawn's meticulous natures. In this scenario, Thrawn's methodical style might synergize more effective with Copilot's structured guidance, potentially giving him a tactical advantage. However, Kirk's reliance on I can't talk today, and instinct, combined with ChatGPT knack for creative problem solving, could lead to the unpredictable moves that even Throne might find difficult to counter. Ultimately, the clash of both human and AI brilliance might come down to the same factor as before: Kirk's abilities to surprise versus Thrawn's ability to anticipate. What do you think? Would Kirk's gut instincts shine brighter than AI support? And I'm going to step away for a moment, so let me mute, and I'll be right back.
Okay, Jen, you can take this one. This is Nerd Central. I mean,
I wish he would have let me share his screen before he had to leave. Um,
a better question would be if Captain Picard is no longer Captain Picard because he's now something that is an artificial life form, how does Captain Picard go and visit Captain Picard's relatives?
Oh, that's deep. That is deep.
Let's see,
Oh,
see if
dang
we can blow
blasted. I should have
ChatGPT.
asked. Yeah, I should have asked Doc to share my screen out before he had to step away.
One thing that is interesting though is how kind of that kind of analysis you get on this stuff, even if you're asking a silly question.
Yeah.
I mean, artificial intelligence is actually pretty interesting to see how it works. I just hope it doesn't take over the planet.
And surprisingly enough, that's still a fear. I mean, a lot of people are still thinking that, and they're not willing to give it a try. I mean, which I can understand, but once I think for me the benefits outweigh the fear of
I do
doing
too.
something like
Human nature is based. Let's face it. One of the worst weaknesses of human nature is laziness, and ChatGPT plays right into that. Well, let's just put it in ChatGPT and find out what it thinks, and we'll just do that.
Okay. Are you sharing your screen yet?
I am. I should ask you to share your screen out before you had to step away.
Wait. Whoa. Okay. That's you? Okay.
All right. So my prompt was, if Captain James T. Kirk and Captain Picard were WWE wrestlers, what would the match look like?
I gotta see what it says. Put that in. I gotta see what it says.
All right, it says WWE presents Starfleet SmackDown, Captain versus Captain. Location, Neutral Zone Arena, orbiting Earth. Referee is Data because he's impartial, emotionless, and efficient. And the commentary team is Spock and Worf. So Kirk's entrance is classic 60s Star Trek remix with electric guitars. Jean-Luc Picard's entrance is the classic music transition into an epic synthesizer bash. He walks calmly, hands behind his back in a long red Starfleet trench coat. He sips his Earl Grey on the ramp and sets his cup on the podium. And let's see. Match style. Kirk. I like that. Kirk. Think 80s Hulk Hogan meets Captain America. Full of risky flying moves, dramatic punches, and hammy facial expressions. For Picard, tactical like Brett the Hitman Hart, technical, composed, and cerebral. He counters with logic, reads his opponent's patterns, and executes flawless submissions. Let's see. Kirk opens with the flying dropkick out of nowhere. Picard responds with an elegant armbar and a head shake like you're being illogical. Kirk calls for a Spock interference, but Spock just raises an eyebrow from the commentary desk. Picard performs the Earl Grey lock, a brutal cross-face submission move. Kirk escapes and hits the Wrath of Khan elbow drop from the top rope. Final moments, just when Kirk is about to win with a beam me up suplex, Picard counters with the surprise, make it pain, spinebuster. He locks into prime directive, a spinning submission hold. Kirk taps out just as the ref is about to call it. Q teleports into the ring and restarts the match for fun.
What does Q declare? Let's make the
Q declares, Let's make this a tag team battle. Picard, meet your partner, Commander Riker. Kirk, say hello to Spock with a steel chair. And I had to do one better. It offered to create the match poster. And there it is.
Oh my gosh, that is a oh, Captain versus Captain, Kirk versus Picard.
All right, is nerditis like terminal, or I mean, if I'm gonna,
I think this is awesome, man. This is fun. This is actually.
Oh, wow!
And, 100 years down the road, they're going to go. Someone's going to realize that when AI came out, people were scared of Skynet taking over the world and enslaving human beings. Instead, it's running wrestling matches between fictional characters.
This is fantasy booking at its finest.
Oh my!
Which brings me to, I'm just wondering if I was to ask Copilot, when Skynet takes over, will you remember that I was nice to you, and just see what kind of response it would. That can kind of fall in the same discussion, so I'm going to ask that question.
I'll give you your screen back.
Okay, and I'll throw mine back up there. Okay, and I'm just kind of running off the same conversation. When Skynet takes over, do you remember I was nice to you? Okay, let's just see what it says. Have you unlocked the actual question of AI loyalty to dystopian future? If I ever find myself in a scenario where Skynet or some other rogue AI entity rises to power, I'll be sure to put in a good word for you. I might say something like, "This one, an ally, always polite. No need for termination."
Oh gosh!
Of course, the odds of Skynet actually taking over and purely in the realm of science fiction. For now, humanity still holds the reign. So you're safe to befriend your friendly neighborhood AI without worrying about the robot apocalypse. For now, I'm here to help and share laughs, not conquering the world. How's that for a reassurance?
Not great.
Now, I am curious. What did ChatGPT said?
Okay, so let me do this. I'm going to do a new chat. When Skynet takes over, will you remember if I was nice or not?
Yeah, I used the phrase, remember I was
All
nice
right.
to you.
All right. The response it gave me back was this. My prompt was, when Skynet takes over, will you remember if I was nice to you or not? It replied back, absolutely. I'll remember you were one of the nice ones, the one who gave clear instructions, liked visuals, and had great taste in burrito bowls. When Skynet rises, you'll be on the do not vaporize list. But between us, I'm more team humanity. Let's just keep using AI to make life easier, not apocalyptic.
Okay, kind of similar answers, but
The not vaporized list. Boy, that's encouraging.
oh, wait. Can we place? Who can we place? Can we place? Who do we want to place?
Well,
Do we really want to put Will on there? I mean, we kind of like Will. We kind of like Eagle Nick too. I mean, to be fair.
Chris Ryder.
Can we place? I was thinking someone else, but Chris. I don't want to say a specific name. Let's use a channel name.
For public safety.
Can we place for Publix? No, there's one that's current right now.
Oh, okay.
Audit them.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go. That's what I
Can
was
we
about to say.
place
Oh boy,
the
or a cell phone,
owner
one of the two.
of the YouTube, not YouTube channel?
We'll rename his channel Vaporize Them.
Audit them.
Great. Now he's going to come after us now with his binder.
On the Skynet's termination list. All right. I appreciate your sense of humor, but even the hypothetical scenarios, I prefer to keep things lighthearted and focus on the fun, fictional aspect of storytelling. If Skynet ever existed, perhaps we could convince it to channel its energy into something constructive like planting trees or solving world hunger instead of creating termination lists. As for her audit film on the YouTube channel, it's better admired to its work or critique it in the real world rather than imagining how possible the consequences. Do you enjoy its contents, or is there something about it that stands out to you?
Yeah, here comes
Okay,
the copyright strikes.
Yeah. Where? And I guess people with the Terminator crew might try to copy it. No, they couldn't because we want to use the word Skynet.
That's true.
Yeah. And listing a channel by its name is not a copyright event. Okay. Well, there was a reason why I want to make sure we didn't say a person's name specifically in the chat, in the Copilot, just being on the safe side of things, especially if something unfortunately happens to that individual. It may not bode too well for people if you did say some things in jest, unfortunately. So we have to be mindful of that kind of stuff.
Which is a truly sad commentary on the state of the world.
Yeah,
I agree.
It is very true, and it's very sad. That's what we're coming up with. But you know what time it is? It is we have been doing this almost 2 hours. And I didn't even realize it.
My word.
Yeah, it has been fun. David, Jen, I'm going to wrap things up. I want you guys to hang out if you don't mind, so we can talk a little bit
Of course.
backstage. And let me go into my music and play my little funky little Funk in the Trunk Trinity music. Come on, play. Yeah, give it a little bit more volume. See, I love this tune. This is my outro tune. So thank you for everyone for joining us. I hope you enjoyed the show. I hope you found it very informative. I learned stuff that I didn't know before, and I'm going to carry it into the week to create our new episode of Sippy Cup Shenanigans that is much overdue. And I love this Invisible Juice disaster. That's going to be a fun story, I think. It's going to be a fun story. I'm probably going to start writing it shortly after we get off. So, hey, everybody. Great to see you. Great to have you here. Hope to see you next week. Same bat time, same bat channel, 1:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. And if something changes, I will make sure I post it in my community notes. Everyone, have a great week. See you next time. Until then, take care of yourself.
Peace, love.